Hi everyone, it's Robin and welcome back. Today I'm going through your questions once again. It's been a couple weeks since I've done this, so I have a few questions here. So we'll just hop right in and get started. The first question comes from Rini and she asks, what is your feelings on putting book pages out on a bookshelf? Not just a couple on a table, but a whole shelf spine in. I hear some designers hate the look, but others of course do it all the time. Was just wondering how you feel about this trend. I actually like the trend because I collect books that are vintage and they're in a rainbow of colors, so they don't always match color-wise, but I can still use them if I turn them around so that the pages are showing. It gives me a nice neutral backdrop, and then it also gives me a lot more texture with the pages and that sort of thing. So I like the look of it a lot. I know it's not for everyone, but I actually like it quite a bit. So the next question is from Sandra, and she says, would like to see how and why you use stickers in your daily planner. I've never done one, and I'm always curious when I see you doing yours. Let's see. Adding stickers to the planner is a lot of fun, and truthfully, I didn't start it until probably last year. So this is only the second year where I've used like a day planner, other than just a simple calendar sort of situation. My first one was an Erin Condrick day planner. And then now I've kind of switched over to the Recollections version that I can pick up at Michael's. And I've used that type the last 2 years. And last year I got into the stickers. And yeah, I think it's so much fun. But I will say I don't go crazy with the stickers. I just add a little bit here and there, just to kind of brighten up the page a little bit, but not like totally cover it like some people do. For stickers themselves, I like the stickers by Create 365, and I'll show you these a little closer up in just a minute. That, and then I also really like some of the stickers by Recollection lately. So between the two of those, that's pretty much what I use. I don't have a ton of stickers, but I do have, I have a decent amount. Enough that it keeps, it gives me a good variety and that. But mostly I just use them to just kind of highlight certain things in my planner for the week or to add a little pop of color. So why don't I just take you to my planner real quickly and kind of walk you through what I've done this week, just to kind of explain how I've used the stickers, and then I'll show you a close-up of the 3 sticker books that I have from Create 365, so you can kind of see what I've been using. So let's go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll come back. So for this week's spread, I kept things pretty simple. We've got things going on each day, and then there's a doctor's appointment, so I used a little doctor's appointment sticker. Zoe has a game either Friday or Saturday, so I kind of put that in between. Then I just put an arrow to whatever day it is once I know the time and the date. And then this row here is normally where I put what I'm having for dinner every single night. Yesterday I didn't make dinner, so I just filled in this spot with a pretty box, and then I added a sticker on top and then another sticker on the bottom. Over here on this side, these are the videos that I need to work on next, and once I'm done I'll just check off the box. Down here I normally put whatever little itsy bitsy little things like phone calls I need to make or things I absolutely need to get done will go into this box. So there's a little reminder for me to make a phone call. Down over here at the bottom of the page I put this focus sticker. I need to take pictures for Instagram, so that is what I'm going to list in here, and then I'll check them off as I post them. And then the only other stickers I put on was this little box sticker also, with another little sticker in the middle that says hello today. So as you can see, I did put another little circle sticker over here. This box I don't normally have anything in it. I just kind of keep it open for notes or something like that. So that's basically the overview of my planner and how it looks. The top boxes are always, whatever's happening with the family, and then the middle boxes are for dinner every night, and then the bottom boxes, which I forgot to show you, is the videos that I have planned for the week. So I pretty much use this spread every single week, and it works really well for me. I can keep at a glance. I know what everything's happening, and yeah, I really like it. And as you can see, I don't fill up the pages very much with stickers. Sometimes I add a little bit more than this, but this week I'm just not feeling it. So, so yeah, that is how I do my planner. Okay, so the first sticker book that I have is the one that's labeled Mom, and I really like this one because it has a lot of different stickers that I can use for like appointments and shopping and keeping track of my steps, and just a lot of different things that come in very, very handy. So the next sticker book that I have is one that is called Productivity, and I like this one because it has lots of little boxes I can add, extra little pretty stickers, lots of like banners and checklists, all those kind of things, and things like this like reminders and to-dos, and I love these little boxes right here. But things like that I find very, very useful. So, and a whole book of them, there's so many that I can choose from, so I really like this book a lot. And the final book doesn't have a name that I can find, but basically it's like layout stickers. Here at the bottom kind of shows you what the different pages look like, and they're all coordinated according to color. And I really like this sticker book a lot. This is the one that I pull out first when I start adding stickers to my layouts, because it just makes it so easy. Alright, so the next question is from Farine1, and she asks, where do you look on the internet for your ideas? For the most part, there's two different places, Instagram and Pinterest. Between the two of those, I normally can find some inspiration within a couple minutes of looking, but most of the time, those are the two sites that I would go to time and time again, all the time. Those are my first choices to go to and look for inspiration. One other place that I do go to is Home Talk. I like that site also. It's a little harder to navigate just because I haven't been on the site very much, but I do find some inspiration there as well. Alright, so the next question is from Mally, and she is wondering if I ever shop at IKEA and if I ever do any redo of IKEA furniture into the farmhouse style. I do shop at IKEA. I love shopping at IKEA because a lot of their things are so super. They're very simplistic in their style, and that is one thing that I absolutely love. Plus, you know, most of their items aren't very expensive. But I will say for furniture, I do have a few things from IKEA for furniture-wise. Over the years, I've had a lot of their like wooden kitchen chairs. Also, right now, I have in my kitchen, right over here, you probably have seen it many times, is a simple shelf with hooks underneath it. That is from IKEA. I think I bought that about 3 years ago. I'm pretty sure they still sell that. Also in my dining room, I have a hutch that has doors on the bottom. That is from IKEA probably 10-12 years ago. And I have loved that ever since I brought it home. It's been perfect for me. And I don't know that they sell that particular one anymore, but they sell something very similar to it, I believe. So yes, I do shop at IKEA, and I love their furniture. I love looking at their stuff. Some of the best things that IKEA has are their down pillow inserts. Every time I go, I pick up like 3 of them. I love them. They're not very expensive. They're under like $5, I think, for like the big, is it 16 by 16 or 20 by 20, something like that. And then I absolutely love their greenery, and I love the lanterns. They always have really cool like lanterns, and I'm crazy about lanterns. So yeah, but yeah, I should definitely try to find something at IKEA that I can redo into the farmhouse style. That would be really, really fun. So I will maybe work on that. So moving on, Tanya asks, have you always been into thrifty living and crafting, and do you think there will be a time when you stop? I don't think there will be a time that I stop, because I do enjoy it. The thrill of the hunt is very, very strong motivator for me. So that is kind of the fun that I get out of it. As for thrifty living, I can't say that I do a fabulous job of that. That is something that I'm always working on. It was something that I needed to take a crash course in. Once my husband and I decided that I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and that we were going to live on a single income family. So the next question is from Sandra, and she says, we live in an 1880s house and the wood is very dark but beautiful. We have a cool nook and it's so nice, but I can't figure out a way to lighten it up without covering the wood. Do you have any good ideas on how to make it look less dark? Basically, she has this little nook in her room that has dark wood. I'm not sure if it's like paneled on the wall dark wood, or if it's just has a lot of like dark, like window casings and molding and that sort of thing. If you have a space that has the dark molding, like as those older houses normally do, that dark like walnut color, ooh, trim, it's just gorgeous, and you don't want to cover it up with paint. I understand that. But if you have a chance to do it, make sure that your wall colors are much more pale. I think the contrast between the dark wood and a pale color on the wall is very pretty, and it also lighten up the room, and you can still preserve that dark wood stain on your trim work and stuff like that. As for the small nook area, the first thing I would think to do would be to add a large mirror or a collection of smaller mirrors, because the mirrors are going to bounce the light around and make the space look instantly bigger. So the other thing that you can do, if the mirror option is not something that you can do because maybe there's not enough wall space or whatever, is to add accessories and furniture into that space that have a light color to them. Doesn't necessarily have to be white, but just paler versions of like your favorite colors. That will brighten up the space, and you won't have those dark colors in that space that's already dark, if that makes sense. Another way to do it too is any of your accessories that you add. Think about adding accessories that have a little shine to them, like a mirrored box or a candlesticks in either silver candlesticks or brass candlesticks that have a little bit of gleam to them. Or you could use something like glass jars or bottles, that sort of thing. Something that adds and reflects light a little bit would be a very good thing to add to that space, just so that once again you're adding elements that are going to reflect the light a little bit instead of absorb the light, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that will help you with that space, at least get you started on it. So yeah, let me know if that helped. I don't know. Okay, so the next question is by Linda, and she asks, what does your husband do that he can elect to work from home when the weather is bad? Also, is he Polynesian? And if so, how did you meet? He and the girls look Hawaiian. That's funny because we get that a lot. We've had that over the years. We've had that mentioned to us multiple times. Okay, so getting to the first part of your question, answering what my husband does. He's in computers. That's the easiest way for me to describe it. I think he calls himself, I keep asking him, it's very difficult for me to understand what he does because it has to do with data and coding and all that sort of stuff, which is way over my head. I know nothing about that sort of thing. But he is basically a project manager for a company here in the cities. And he does a lot of his work from home because it's in the evening or during the middle of the night, because it's overseas work, project management with overseas companies and stuff like that. So a good chunk of his time is done in the evening from like 11 to like 1 o'clock, 11 to 2 in the evenings. And then also he normally has meetings right away, like 8 o'clock in the morning with, stateside people. So he's got a lot of meetings going on all the time, a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, that's what he does. So it's just as easy for him to take a conference call here at home than it is at work. So it makes life for him a little bit more versatile. And that is something that he has only done in the last like 3 years. He switched jobs to this new job, and it's something that he has been able, which is kind of a perk for him now. So that is what he does. As for whether or not he is Polynesian, I do not know. I think there's a pretty good chance that he is, but when my husband was a baby, he was adopted. So we don't really have any sort of background history on his family, which is sad. But yeah, we have been talking lately about how fun it would be to try to figure out what nationality he is, but day to day, what does it really matter, really? So, but it would be kind of fun to find out. It's funny though that you say that my daughters are have that look. Also, I think a couple of my daughters do look that way. My oldest daughter gets taken for Native American quite a bit. She's kind of got a little bit more of the Native American look to her, and she's like, I'm not Native American. I'm like, oh, you could maybe be, because I have Native American on my side of the family, like way back. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out, that is for sure. Alright, so the next question is from Norma, and she asks, do you have Easter decor? Easter is one of those seasons that I always want to decorate for, but I never go ahead and do it, because we typically go to my parents' house for Easter Sunday, so I feel like it's a waste of my time to decorate for Easter. I do, however, decorate for spring. I love to decorate for spring, and a lot of times I'll put out some like little bunnies or little eggs around the Easter time, but I don't decorate solely for Easter. It's more for springtime instead, sadly. I know it would be fun to decorate for Easter. I did host Easter, probably 8-10 years ago, and it was so much fun. I normally host Thanksgiving, so my mom does Easter, but that year was so much fun. I made this little Easter bunny cake, and it was so much fun. And yeah, it was really nice. But the kids were like really little then, so it would be different if I did it now. But anyways. Alright, so the next question is from Charlotte. Now this is from a different video. I can't remember which video it was from, because I forgot to write it down. But she asked, what kind of mistakes, if any, did you make when you were first discovering your style? Oh my goodness. Well, let's just say this. There's no mistakes when it comes to decorating. There could be like, I'm not sure if that's going to work out, but there's really no right or wrong way when it's all said and done. You do what makes you happy. And I think one of the things that I did personally as I was growing my style and growing my technique and how I styled things, when I look back at some of the things that I styled like 10 years ago to what I'm styling today, I'd be like, wow, why did I even share that? Because that is terrible. Do you know what I mean? So there's like a learning curve as you learn to figure out what you like and how you like to place things, that sort of thing. So I don't know that that's really a mistake. I think that's just a learning curve that everyone kind of goes through if they really get interested in home decor and that sort of thing. I will say I probably have told this story before, but when we first moved into this house, every single wall in this house was like this peachy tan color, and it was horrid, and it was flat. There was like, it was just terrible. It looked terrible. So I knew I wanted to paint everything. And at the time, that mint, or that sage green by like Martha Stewart sage green was totally in, and I'm like, that's what I'm going to paint my living room. So I went to the store and I got some paint that looked like the sage green that I wanted to use, and I put it on the walls in my living room, and it looked like mint green it looked like the mint green that I had this mint that I wore in the 80s. Like, I'm serious. I used to have like this little jacket, and it had a skirt, and my mom made it for me, and it was in like chocolate chip mint color. But the color was very popular then, and I absolutely loved it. And so when I put that paint on the wall, it looked like that color, and I'm like, this is not right. This is not sage green. So then I took the paint back to the store and I said, this is too minty. I'd like it, you know, can we fix it? Like, sure. So I added some more stuff to it. I brought it home, put it back up on the wall. It was still minty. Brought it back to the store. Did that 3 different times until I had this dark forest green paint that I put on my walls, and I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And I painted the whole room a dark forest green. Yeah. That was a mistake. That was the one mistake that I can think of for sure that is classified as a mistake and not a learning curve. So, and I had that paint on the walls for probably, I don't know, probably 5 years because I was just so frustrated. But then I switched, and then yeah, so that was my little, and it made my room, my living room, look so small. And the room has got a lot of good natural light because it's got light coming from the front of the house and the back of the house at the same time. But yeah, it was terrible. And then I decorated with, then I didn't know what to do with the color because I didn't know how to decorate with it. So then I was like, I had some gold frames on the wall, and then I had like this, I painted a coffee table, and I did like a burgundy color top with like natural wood bottoms because it was kind of in at the time. I'd seen it somewhere and I'm like, oh, I can do that. So yeah, it was just a whole lot of dark colors that I don't even know to this day if they really went together, but I was told they did and I just never really liked it. So there you go. There's my decorating woes from way back when. So the last question we have today is from Victoria, and she is just wondering, what's the big deal about ironstone? Everyone is gaga over it. Why? It looks just like other white dishes when it's sitting on a shelf or in the dishwasher. Who cares? Really? Tell me. I love this question. I think I love this question so much. But you're absolutely right. Ironstone, a stack of ironstone dishes next to a stack of regular old white dishes that you get from the store, they look pretty much the same. You're right. But I think when it comes to ironstone, there's two, at least for me, when it comes to ironstone, there are 2 reasons why I love ironstone. The first one being that I like the simplicity of the ironstone itself. The shape of it, the color of it is simplistic. It's neutral. I can use it in multiple different ways, in multiple different rooms, and that is a big, big attraction to me. The second reason for me personally why I like ironstone is I like the older pieces that have the crackling, that have the discoloration on them. Maybe they have some little cracks in it that are nice and brown and crusty. That is why I love ironstone. I love those older pieces that have that patina on them and are not just stark white. I mean, I have some stark white ones also, but I have some that have got some nice discoloration and some crazing on it, and I absolutely love it. And for me, that is what I love about ironstone, and just, yeah, that is why I personally like ironstone. And it's just kind of from a design perspective, the beauty of just some stacked plates, or you know, a row of pictures, that sort of thing is just beautiful to me because of their simplicity and the neutralness of it, and that is really what draws me in. And then from there, the collecting starts, and then I want those older pieces that have the chippiness and the crazing and all that kind of stuff. So that is my take on ironstone, and it is not for everyone. If you're not into it, you're not into it. That's just the way it is. And nobody can make you want to collect ironstone if you think it's the most ridiculous thing ever. A lot of people do think it's ridiculous, but then there's a lot of people that don't also. And that's with any sort of collecting also. I mean, you could be collecting fuzzy little bears or whatever, and people are like, why are you collecting those fuzzy little bears? Because you think they're awesome. And other people are like, that lady needs to stop collecting those bears like right now. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, I don't know. We just like it. So that is what we do. So anyways, hopefully that answers that question. I don't know if I was articulate enough there with that answer, but basically it's just a collector kind of thing. Why or how, or the why and how for any sort of collection anybody ever has, there's really no rhyme or reason. It's just something that catches your eye and you just kind of go with it. Whether you're a kid and you're collecting rocks, or you're an adult and you're collecting ironstone, it's just something you like. It's as simple as that. Alright, so that is all the questions that I have this week. Thank you so much for sticking this. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm thinking I might have been a little chatty today. But if you are still here, thank you for sticking around and watching this whole video. Now, I do want to talk about a little, quickly before I go, I'm going to switch things up a little bit for these Q&As. I have been really struggling the last month or so. I don't know if it's because I wasn't feeling well, or if it's because I've thrown in that extra day of question and answer day on Wednesdays, that I am feel like I'm always behind. So I think what I'm going to try to do is, instead of answering questions every single Wednesday, I'm going to do it twice a month. I'll do it on the first Wednesday of the month and the third Wednesday of the month. So for this week, it's like the 7th. So for this month, it's like the 7th and the 21st. And I'll probably continue that for the next couple of months. And then we'll reevaluate come summertime and the kids are off of spring for summer break. So that, I think, is what I'm going to do. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I think that will help me out a lot. So one week I'll have it, and then I'll have the next week off with only 4 posts instead of 5. Because that 5th post, I think, is just per week, is really throwing me for a loop. You wouldn't think it would be such a big deal, but it really seems to be. Yay. My stress levels are rising, and I don't want to be stressed out. I want this to be a fun thing for me to do, and if I'm stressed out, it's not going to be fun. So I'm going to just kind of dial it back just a little bit. Only answer questions twice a month instead of 4 times a month. So I will, as a recap, do it on the first Wednesday of every month and the third Wednesday of every month. So just like normal, if you have questions for me pertaining to anything decor-wise, lifestyle-wise, personal questions for me, whatever, leave them in the comments below and I will answer them again. For this month, I will answer them on the 21st, which is March 21st. Can you believe it's March already? I am in shock. But anyways, so yeah. Alright, so I'm going to let you go today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it very, very much. If you are new to my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button so you won't miss any of my future uploads. And yeah, I guess that's it. I will see you again very soon. Bye now.